Another civil society group, Yiaga Africa, has also condemned the suppression of voters, intimidation of the media and observers in the governorship and state assembly supplementary elections held across 283 polling units in 95 local government areas and 79 local government areas in 5 states. Outlining the critical observations from its 258 deployed stationary observers in different polling units, Yiaga Africa's working group Watching the Vote decried widespread unleashing of political party thugs who prevented the smooth flow of the polls. Again, correspondent Aniete Patrick completes the story.
Chairman Watching the Vote's working group Hussein Abdul gave a breakdown of the findings from the polling units in data and percentages across the states.
In 96% of the 31 polling units in Bauchi, 9% of the 60, is it 9, correct? 9% of the 68 polling units in Benue, 97% of the 39 polling units in Plateau, in 85% of the 79 polling units in Kano, and in 91% of the 45 polling units in Sokoto State, only voters whose names were in the register of voters were allowed to vote. Party agents attempted to influence voters on INEC polling or INEC polling officials in 23% of the 32 polling units in Bauchi, 9% of the 68 polling units in Benue, 15% of the 39 polling units in Plateau, and 37% of the 79 polling units in Kano, and 20% of the 44 polling units in Sokoto.
The group further observes that the level of impunity noticed in the supplementary elections is an indication of democratic recession in Nigeria. It expressed deep concern over the manner political thugs unleashed violence and terror on unarmed voters, INEC officials, and citizens without any form of restraint or reprimand from security agencies deployed for the elections.
The non-compliance with electoral guidelines, intimidation of voters and observers, violence and voter suppressions impedes on the integrity of the elections in some states. Yiaga Africa questions the credibility of some results announced by INEC in polling units and local government area collation centers where observers and voters were chased away by political party thugs and police officers. This was prevalent in Kano in places like PU 008 and 010, Kwarikia Ward of Minjiburi local government area, PU 008, Kanawa Ward, Chikingari, Ward 5 in Samaila local government area, and PU 07, Bataya Ward, Ward 02, Albasu local government, and Zango, PU 021, Karai, Ward 03, in Karai local government area of Kano State.
With several electoral offenses that were observed and reported by Watching the Vote observers and other domestic and international observer groups, they urge INEC and the Nigerian Police Force to properly investigate cases of infractions and ensure diligent prosecution of electoral offenders. Aniete Patrick, reporting for Clearview Television.